Hey guys, it is Jake. You can see me. You can fucking see me. How cool is that? So what you see on your screens right now is probably something that might look familiar to some of you and not to others. What's up, Robert Cushing? Hope you're okay with being featured in this video. But anyway, so this is something that might look familiar to some of you, not to others. This is in the Facebook Messenger app, diddly do. If you put a basketball emoji up and click on it, you can play this little fun game, which is kind of like paper toss, which was an old, like, right when apps first started coming out, iPhone and iPad game. Except, oh, dogs are barking. Except it's harder, way fucking harder, and it sucks. And I'm letting you guys in on a quest that I'm currently a part of, which is, I don't know if all of you have seen it, but I announced the other day, or not the other day, a few weeks ago, but I have officially gotten into college and have committed, which is fucking ridiculous, and I think it's mirrored right now, but I'm going to the University of Michigan for musical theater, which is going to be the most incredible thing ever, and it's been a huge dream of mine for a really long time. And all of the accepted students have gotten together and formed this group chat, and we are fighting to the fucking death to beat each other on this goddamn thing. Sorry, I keep, like, the image is over here to the right, and I have to look at the camera, and I'm not used to this. So yeah, we are in a fight to a Coliseum battle, and one of the people in the group has scored 48, and my all-time record is 30, and I have never gotten close to it since I got it, so I am strapping in. I'm ready to go. I got water. I got sushi. And it is time for me to beat his score. And I thought that I would bring you guys with me, because why the fuck not? I run a gaming channel, so whatever. So the worst part about this is that I have been practicing a lot so that I don't look like a goddamn idiot on this. And watch it happen. It's gonna happen. I hate this game, and I hate that it was ever introduced to me, and that there's just so much about this do I despise, and it's just makes me upset. It makes me really fucking upset. But I have to stick it to all these people that I do not know yet, and hopefully will become friends with one day. And if not, the next 4 years are gonna be a struggle. So yeah, one of the things I thought that wow, I'm doing really well right off the bat, which is really nice. I don't look fucking horrible. So one of the things that, you know, we've talked about on the show a lot is my musical theater stuff, but we haven't gotten to a bunch of detail. So I thought that I would, you know, sort of talk about my story, because I think it's nice to hear. I don't know. For me, when I heard about, wow, I'm doing so fucking well. Fuck. Right. For me, when I was, you know, trying to figure out whether or not I was going to pursue this or not. Fuck! Okay, alright, good start. It really helped for me to hear stories of people, you know, kind of chasing what they want to do and etc., because it made me feel like it was plausible, or at least not crazy, which it is. So yeah, it all started when I was, like, 3 years old. I bet a lot of you weren't. Fuck, come on, get focused. I bet a lot of you are either in similar situations to me, or maybe not, but when you have a sibling that's so much older than you. Gina is 6.5, almost 7 years older than me. Fuck. So when you have a sibling that's that much older than you, it stops being about that, you know, weird. It's funny, I hear all the time, and, you know, in media it's always represented with the siblings fighting each other and, like, bullying each other and pulling pranks and stuff, and that was never really Gina and I mean, there was a little bit of it when I was really young. By the way, anybody have a older sibling? If, you know, we got a 6-year-old on this, my big technique: bite yourself so hard that you bleed, and then blame it on the sibling. That'll really show them. That worked out great for me, you know. Pain was worth it. Pain was fucking worth it. You know, got scars, but it's okay. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, past, you know, some stuff when I was really little, she was always just kind of like a mentor to me, and someone that I really, really looked up to and wanted to emulate. And, you know, I wanted to share her same opinions, and when she was into stuff, I wanted to do the same things. So, she played piano, and she's an amazing pianist. And when I was a kid, I was like, well, it's unfair that Gina gets to take lessons if I don't get to take lessons, but yeah. So I bullied my parents as a 3-year-old until they would start giving me lessons, and that started me really, really young with piano, which I thank them for every day, every day, because I have a really big foundation in it, and I've been playing for 15 years now, which is crazy to think about. And my piano saga is an interesting one, which I will get to in just a second. But because I was copying everything she did, or not copying, but like wanted to embrace everything she did, one of the things that she was really into was theater. She did a lot of high school theater, and she would go to camps and stuff for fun. And it was never like, you know, a job thing for her, I don't think. I think she's always been interested in like voice acting and just like that stuff in general, but like musical theater and stuff, I don't think she ever had, you know, that like, what if I did this as a career? Because she's smarter than I could ever be. So, shit, God, that was a good round. We're getting there. We are getting there. Wow, I'm still not looking at the camera. Way better right off the bat than I used to be. So, so I started to really appreciate, you know, kind of what she was into, and so, yeah, let's, I'll touch on my piano. So, we had this, piano teacher who never taught me to read sheet music, which was very interesting as a piano teacher. She would just kind of play something, and I would just play it. I would look at her fingers, and I would listen to it and start learning that. And so that was early training my ear, to kind of do some stuff. And after a while, some things happened, and we had to, drop her as a piano teacher. So for a few years, I didn't have a teacher, and I didn't know how to read sheet music, but I was always in love with the instrument and always really wanted to keep pursuing it and playing. So one of the big things I started doing was listening to like pop songs and musical theater songs on the radio, or musical theater wasn't on the radio, but listening to pop songs and and trying to play them on piano afterwards, and it developed an ear, and I got to the point where I could kind of play anything that I'd ever heard. I mean, not like, you know, note for note, but I could play definitely something that sounded exactly like what, you know, you heard on the radio. And I can still do that, and I do it a lot, and it's very fun. But as I got to do that, I was like, hey, you know, what if I started writing? So I think I was 7. Hey, Allison. I think I was 7, I believe, when I first started writing music. And it was, I'll tell you, I was fucking horrible. You can ask Gina or my parents if you want to track them down or something because you don't believe my story. But God! I was horrible. It was a lot of me banging out on the piano and singing Jesse McCartney, which, by the way, those are some dope tracks. Jesse McCartney is a god among men. Beautiful Soul. If you want to claim you don't like Beautiful Soul, fuck you, because yeah, you do. Yeah, you like Beautiful Soul. It's a great song. He doesn't want another pretty face or just anyone to hold. He cares about what's inside of you. That's fucking inspirational. Jesse McCartney is an amazing guy. Also, when his hair was blonde. So, so that was mostly what I would do, and I started to you know, write my music kind of based around that. And it was when I was like 8 or 9, after I was doing some theater camps and stuff that my parents made me do that I had no interest in. But I started to enjoy singing a lot, and I liked applause because I'm vain as fuck. And I went to New York, and my parents forced me to see, of all shows, Shrek the Musical. Which, if you don't know it, it is an absolute delight, and I don't care what people's, you know, thoughts on Shrek are. It's a fucking fantastic show. And it was in the Act 1 closer of the show where I was like, wow, that's like me. Like, I could do this, and I'd love to do this. And so I started to really think about it seriously, and it started in mostly my piano music, that instead of pop tunes, I started listening to Broadway stuff, and I was like, you know, what if I could, you know, play Popular from Wicked, or name another popular show. Popular. And so that started me down the road of composing, too, which was super cool, and so my life started, you know, slowly to be eaten up by this musical theater thing, which my parents never expected to happen. and I'm not sure at the time we're very pleased. And so, and I've talked a little bit about this in past episodes, but my dad sent me to a camp that he went to because he wanted to, you know, see if I had what it takes to kind of stick it out. And it was called Interlochen. It's in Michigan, and I credit them for kind of being the ones to make me pursue it, because I always thought getting a degree in it was the stupidest idea in the world, which it is. Do not get me wrong, it is fucking just the worst idea. But Interlochen, fuck! Oh, I hate this game. Interlochen taught me that it was okay to be stupid, which you know, it's a silly thing for me to thank them for, but I do every day. It's you know, they were the ones that showed me that it's okay to follow your passions. So I started doing that and really, you know, giving it thought, and I knew that I wanted to go somewhere, because the big thing, not just performing, not just writing, was just creating in general. I wanted to be a part of that next big thing, that Wicked or Hamilton or Les Mis, Phantom, you know, the shows that define generations. I wanted to not be responsible for, well, yes, to be responsible for, that'd be fucking awesome, but just to be a part of something like that's creation, you know, to God, I hate this game, because I thought, you know, that's kind of the epitome of what it means to, you know, be a part of something like this, you know, to really be able to say I had a hand in defining something, and theater is what I love most. So University of Michigan kind of always was that special place for me. It's considered one of the best programs in the world, and it's so incredible when it comes to nurturing new works and being there for people who want to you know, be at the forefront of that kind of stuff. And so oh shit, I dropped my phone, thought I was gonna hit the basketball, just so much shit went down. So I really wanted to attend school there, and now I am, and it's super cool, and everyone there is so talented. I have thoroughly stalked my whole class, and I'm hoping that you guys will get to meet them, because I want to sorry, I have been ill. I don't mean to be all raspy, but I really want to continue this channel once I'm at school, which means hopefully you'll get to meet them, and I want to sing some songs with them. And yeah, they're just really nice, awesome people, and I'm really excited to officially meet some of them. And it's incredible to be a part of this, because, you know, you're kind of watching the future happen. So the reason I wanted to tell this whole story was because, you know, sometimes you think stuff is crazy, and what you want to do, you can't. You know, you can't achieve it, or whatever it is that someone's afraid of at any given time. But it's not a matter of achieving it, it's a matter of doing it. Just like knowing you took the chance, you know? And I have no fucking... I hate this game. I have no assurance that this will work out for me, in the same way that I have no assurance that I'm gonna beat Joseph's score, because God, what an impressive score. But it is just like, as long as you can tell yourself you gave it a shot, you can never hate yourself, you know? You can always love it, and it could be anything. It's like, you know, this little channel that Gina and I are doing, this is something we always want to do, and it's work, and she yells at me a lot for not being on top of my side of the work, but it's adjusting, and it's becoming one with what and who you want to be, and I want to be someone who can do all this stuff, and that just has fun with life, and that's kind of what I've dedicated it to be, and I have fun doing theater and playing video games, and so that's kind of what I've based my life off of, and it's really a special thing to do. And so I'm so excited to be in this group with all these people, and to be going to school there, and I'll be keeping you guys updated, and it's just really exciting, and I'm really happy, and I'm so glad that I could share this stuff with you guys. So basically, follow your passions, yada yada yada. People say it all the time. They're all right. Every one of them is right. Anyone... Fuck! I know I was only at 7. I know that oh! I hate this game! Okay, alright. all right, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Just you flick the ball and it goes in the basket, and you flick it again and it doesn't go in the basket and you get upset, but then you flick it again and it does. And then you're like, it'll be better. I'll do great this time. This time's the time. And you flick it and the fucking emoji gives you the thumbs up and you're like, yeah, emoji. Yeah, praise me. I'm fucking on. And then it goes in and you're like, yes. Thumbs up to you, man. And everything is good. And it had a fist and yep. And then sink it right in the guy, and we're 8 in, and then it goes in again, and 9, and things are awesome, and it's gonna start moving. And you know, I'm ready for that. I wasn't ready for that! So for now, I'm gonna concede defeat to Joseph, and there might be another episode of this. I'm not sure my sanity can handle it. But this was fun. This was actually super fun. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do one more go. One more. This is the one. That wasn't the one. That wasn't the one at all. It wasn't the one. It wasn't the one. So how's this shit work when you can see me? Like, do we just end?